2023. I'd like to start this with a moment of silence, please, so if you can join me by standing. Thank you. You may be seated. Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Gerken? Mrs. Barwig?
Here.
Mr. Vasquez?
Here.
Mr. Parker?
Here.
Ms. Barnes?
Present. Thank you. And so now we will have the Pledge of Allegiance, the mission and vision recited by the students from Old Orchard Elementary.
Flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Toledo Public Schools' mission is:
We provide innovative educational opportunities that ensure each student is prepared for their future.
Toledo Public Schools' vision is:
We empower each and every student to lead and live a purpose-driven life.
Thank you so much, Old Orchard Elementary. And now I would like to request a motion to adopt the December 19, 2023 board agenda.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, please, Treasurer, call the roll.
Mrs. Gerken?
Yes.
Mrs. Barwig?
Yes.
Mr. Vasquez?
Yes.
Mr. Parker?
Yes.
Ms. Barnes?
Yes, thank you. And so now I would like to turn it over for our section 2, which is presentations, to Ms. Patty Mazur.
Good evening and thank you. The only presentations we have tonight will be to congratulate our upcoming retirees. We have 4 this evening. Victoria Dittman, she's currently the principal at Spring Elementary. She will retire with 28 years of service to the district. Kelly Steubens, first grade teacher at Oakdale with 31 years of service. Michelle Miller, she is a truck driver for food service. She will retire with 31 years and 2 months of service. And Laura Galati, a 4th grade teacher at Longfellow Elementary. She will retire with 35 years and 6 months of service for a total of 125 years and 8 months of service to Toledo Public Schools.
Thank you, Ms. Mazur, and thank you to all the retirees for what you have done over the years. We couldn't do it without you. We're going to go ahead and move past section 3, which is our community comments. At this time, there is none. And that leads us to section 4, which is our organizational input. I see Mr. Morales over there.
I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Thank you.
Thank you for keeping it short and sweet to the point. I appreciate you. Now we're going to go ahead and to section 5, which is our comments by the board. Board Member Vasquez.
I just want to wish everybody happy holidays as well. And I do want to mention something. Some of us went down to the conference in New Orleans with advancing mental health, school mental health. And it was very interesting. One of the things that Mr. Parker and I, we attended one of the sessions, and we were kind of taken with the fact that during that session, they talked about students advocating for their own mental health. So we brought back some ideas, and we've passed them on to Ms. Bringman at Faith Committee and Ms. Lawless to work with our student voice, some of the ideas about doing that, and they're going to be working on that with the superintendent. So it was a very good conference, and maybe Mr. Parker would like to chime in on that right now.
Thank you, Mr. Vasquez. So I think for me, one of the things that was very enlightening was that a lot of areas don't have the student voice and the student speaking. And so I think TPS is doing a great job with having our students really share their concerns and be able to hear them and listen and their ideas. So I think that was a great thing for TPS to really know that we're ahead of the game in that area. And I'm really excited for the idea that we brought back to FACE Committee as well, to really have our students speak on behalf of what mental health is to them. So.
Madam Chairman, if I can finish the one comment that I want to make, and I know that Ms. Gerken had in the past been going there, and I found it interesting, but one of the things that Mr. Parker and I talked about was we go to conferences, and I think it's time well spent, but we also find out how far ahead in many areas that TPS is with a lot of the other school districts across the country. And then we're not just talking about the state of Ohio, we're talking across the country. It is exciting to know how far ahead we are, but we have to be very selective to the things that we engage with there, because we're looking for new ideas and not just to reinforce what we're already doing. So Mr. Parker and I talked about that. We talked about that with Mr. Murphy when he was there, and some of the other folks, that we really pick over and be very selective what we go to. Thank you.
Board Member Barwick.
Hi, yes, thank you. Well, first of all, thank you to Old Orchard Elementary for the Pledge of Allegiance and then reciting the mission and vision. That always warms my heart to see our students, even though we don't get to see them in person, we at least get to see them on video and be a part of our meeting. And then also to the retirees, we certainly, like President Barnes said, we cannot do what we do without them doing what they're doing. So thank you to the retirees for your years of service. Just a reminder that vouchers continue to hurt Ohio. I'd like to remind our legislators to fund public education to the levels that are actually needed in public education. And then I will end on a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to our staff. You guys make this district run, and I certainly appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I hope you have a great holiday season. Enjoy your time off. You definitely deserve it. And that is to all of our staff members. You work so hard day in and day out for our students. Just want you to know that I appreciate you.
Board Member Taylor Gerken.
Thank you. I do want to weigh in a little bit on this national conference on advancing school mental health. I was not able to attend this year, although several years ago we took a broad-based team to that conference a couple of years in a row, and we really did learn a lot, and we really have come a long way even since those days, and in fact have had an opportunity to present at that conference, and I want us to continue, since we're ahead of the game, to add to the body of knowledge across the nation by making proposals to take the work that we're doing and sharing them at national conferences as well. And just to remind the administration that as one board member, I really value the need to have a cross-section of on-the-ground professionals be able to attend national conferences, which means if it's a school mental health conference, we should see some of our school counseling, school psychologists, and social work leadership also being able to attend national conferences. We've already shown that leadership takes it seriously, and we get our cabinet away at important conferences, and I think that's just brilliant way to show that we're invested. But I want to remind folks that we need to find a way, make a way, identify the funding to make sure that those professionals doing the work are also able to go to national conferences whenever the opportunity arises.
Mr. Vice President.
Thank you, Madam President. Again, I want to thank Old Orchard for the Pledge of Allegiance and the awesome mission and vision statement. To our retirees, again, thank you so much for your service. Happy holidays to all of our staff. As Ms. Varwick said, we appreciate each and every one of you and the work that you do to keep our district at the level that it is. Again, I was excited to go to New Orleans to really learn and get information. I learned a lot when I was down there that I did not know, but again, TPS is also, like you said, ahead of the game in so many other things. And I appreciate, Mrs. Gerken, what you just said a little while ago, that we have to have those who are on the ground a part of these conferences as well, so that even with those who are doing the work in our conference in our district can be presenters as well going forward in these type of conferences. Finally, I want to ensure compliance with the stipulations set forth in the revised code, and I am announcing my decision to be covered under the health care plan of the district. So again, happy holidays to you all, and let's get into 2024 and let's get some work done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. For those who don't know me, and you do know that I always call to action, and around this time, you know, for the holidays, we're thinking of family, we're thinking of gifts, and giving, and my action item is to give Ohioans a place to be themselves. And so I am asking you to call Governor DeWine to veto House Bill 68 or 86. There's so many bills, but this is an anti-LGBT, more specifically an anti-trans bill. And for those who do not identify as trans, understand that it's intersectional. So if you are not a cisgender, heterosexual, Christian, white, male, able-bodied, that is able to take off work for more than 3 months and still pay bills, this will definitely begin to affect you, because once they come for one, they will come for all. And so with that, please advocate to make sure all Ohioans have a safe place to call home. And with that, we'll move to section 6, which is our consent agenda. Agenda item 6.01 through 6.23 are the consent agenda items board members may request to pull an item from the consent and move it to the discussion section of the agenda. Item 6.601 through 6.04, Human Resources, Staff Development, and Training Committee Chair, Board Member Taylor Gerken, Co-Chair President Barnes. Item 6.05 through 6.15, Finance and Business Operation Committee, Chair Board Member Vasquez, Co-Chair Board Member Barwig. Item 6.16, Technology Improvement and Process Committee, no meeting this month, Chair Board Member Taylor Gerken, Co-Chair Vice President Parker. Item 6.17, Board Curriculum Instructions and Academic Excellence, no meeting this month, Chair Board Member Taylor Gerken, Co-Chair Board Member Barwig. Item 6.18, Policy, no meeting this month, Chair Board Member Vasquez, Co-Chair President Barnes. Item 6.19, Arts, Athletics, and Students Activities Committee, no meeting this month, Chair Board Member Barwig, Co-Chair Vice President Parker. Item 6.20 through 6.21, Family and Community Engagement Committee, Chair Board Member Vasquez, Co-Chair Vice President Parker. Approval of board of minute meetings. I would like to request a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Gerken,
Yes.
Mrs. Barwig,
Yes.
Mr. Vasquez,
Yes.
Mr. Parker,
Yes.
Ms. Barnes.
Yes, thank you. Section 7 of the agenda consists of reports and minutes from this month's committee meetings and are here for your information and references. No action is required, so we can proceed to section 8 of the agenda, which is discussion items. And we have 8.01, December 19, 2023, instructional section. I would like to request a motion to approve December 19, 2023, instructional section.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Gerken,
Yes.
Mrs. Barwig,
Yes.
Mr. Vasquez,
Yes.
Mr. Parker,
Abstain.
Ms. Barnes.
Yes, thank you. 80.2 is renewal of institutional membership resolution for 2024. I would like to make a motion to approve the renewal of institutional membership for 2024.
Second.
So I guess I'll approve it first. Okay, go ahead. Any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mrs. Gerken,
Yes.
Mrs. Barwig,
Yes.
Mr. Vasquez,
Yes.
Mr. Parker,
Yes.
Ms. Barnes.
Yes, thank you. 803, President Pro Temp nominations. I would like to request nominations at this moment.
I'll make a motion for President Barnes to be pro tem.
Okay.
Second.
Y'all didn't tell me about that. Okay. Any other nominations? Hearing none, treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Gherkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Barwig,
Yeah.
Mr. Vasquez,
Yes.
Mr. Parker,
Yes.
and Ms. Barnes.
Yes, and thank you, I think. 8.04 is establishing a date for organizational board meetings. I would like to request a motion to approve is to establish the date for organizational board meetings.
Typically, we do this the first Thursday of the year, which would be January 4th.
Any discussion? Oh, you gotta call the roll first, right, to approve it, right? Oh,
Wait, yeah, let's look, make sure.
okay. Play some jazz music while we looking.
The only thing I would ask is if there's any way we could do it like at 6 instead of 5:30, because I did end up with another appointment that'll bump right up into it. Is that okay with everyone? January 4th at 6?
We have January 4th at 6 o'clock on the table.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that, but I want to add that, can you help remind us right before, because I've got my mind locked on to 5:30, so I want to make.
Just change it in your.
Or I can get here at 5:30, be early, that's fine.
Also, I would like to request that we have both translators, if they're available, for that meeting as well. And when I say translator, I should, as interpreters. One's a translator, one's an interpreter. For our Spanish community and our deaf community. I think it's important also to be able to participate in that meeting. Any other discussion? All right, hearing none, treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Gherkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Barwig,
Yes.
Mr. Vasquez,
Yes.
Mr. Parker. Yes. Ms. Barnes.
Yes, thank you. Now that leads us to section 9 with your walk-ins. There are none this evening, so we'll go ahead and proceed to section 10, which is our early childhood education action items. I will turn over to Vice President Parker.
I'll turn it over to Dr. Allen, and there are no action items for this month.
All right, that was great. Thank you, Dr. Allen, and thank you, Vice President Parker. Section 11 of the agenda consists of early childhood. Oh, you got to keep going, my bad.
Section 11 of the agenda consists of early childhood education reports and are provided for your information and reference. No action is required, so we can proceed to section 12. Any ECE walk-ins? No walk-ins. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Section 13 through 15, we will now have comments from our amazing superintendent, Dr. Durant.
Again, want to thank you again for the appreciation of the executive cabinet staff. And I know the reciprocity of they appreciate our board just as well. Again, this work doesn't get done in TPS without the support of the board wholeheartedly. And I think in essence, when you think about levy support and the competence, I think it's more than just support, but competence. When you think of levy support, at one point in time, there used to be a sense of anxiety. Everybody had anxiety around it, and now we recognize the confidence of what we're doing in regard to the work, but more importantly, the community's confidence in ourselves. So again, that's a testament of the work of the board, as well as in collaboration to the leadership of the district. So thank you again. Have a blessed holiday, and TPS proud.
Thank you, Dr. Durant. Treasurer?
All I have is happy holidays, and we'll see you next year.
We like when you just say that. That's good. Board members' comments?
Just want to say happy holidays to all of our staff again, tell them how much we really do appreciate all of them, and want everybody to have a safe and happy holiday.
Just a reminder, thank you to our community for passing the renewal levies. We are very grateful. Happy holidays to all.
Thank you. Just want to wish everyone a happy and healthy holiday season. Interestingly, I'm occasionally engaged in a chat among Ohio board members around the state, and recently they started talking about the holiday calendars and how they determine which holidays to name as observed holidays or days off. And it was really largely dependent on the diversity in their communities. So where they saw larger contingents of folks celebrating holidays that are not traditional to the Christian holiday calendar, that they found ways to weave those observances, if not days off, into their calendars. I just thought it would be an interesting exercise, if nothing else, the next time we're looking at our 3-year calendar, to really broaden our view of observing and providing days off for a variety of holidays outside the traditional lengthy times we take off for traditional Christian holidays. It's just something I thought would be interesting to look into when we have the next opportunity.
Again, happy holidays to you all. Please be safe. For me, I think the greatest gift that I got this year was to be able to serve for another 4 years. Thank you.
I just want to take this time to thank everyone who have supported me in my role as the president for the board, and thank you for making me a better leader, a better person, a better advocate in the educational space. And I appreciate everything I've learned and every challenge, and I look forward to continue serving you as a proud TPS board member and a proud TPS parent. With that, I think I would like, nope. Oh, you ready to go? Okay. I would like, I thought you was gonna say something else. I would like to request a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? I actually want to talk elsewhere. Go ahead, Treasurer, call the roll.
Mrs. Gherkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Barwig,
Yes.
Mr. Vasquez,
Yes.
Mr. Parker,
Yes.
and Ms. Barnes.
Yes, thank you. With that, good night.
Yeah, is that a record?